Hey Ali Hoopa, fun story for you today. I got a tattoo, while I was in Stockholm, and there was a bit of a mishap, so we're gonna talk about that. Välkommen till On the John. So as you know, on Allt För Sverige, there are no guarantees as far as who gets to stay, how long you're gonna stay, and then the competitions, especially after the first one, I was uneasy. I'm like, these are glorified carnival games, and it's anybody's game on any given day. And so right before we went to Gotland, I wanted to make sure I got a tattoo. I was trying to figure out which one, what to get, and I had a couple ideas in mind. And it was over dinner. We were just talking about culture and the family culture that I have, and sort of the culture that I have for my own life, and it's like fun. You have to have fun. I think it's so important to have fun. I think you have to practice having fun. I've seen people like they almost get out of practice of having fun and saying yes to things and just enjoying life. That should be my tattoo, like have fun. Especially trying to let go of stress and let go of worry and let go of fear, and when you could do that, have fun. I asked the server, we were at Stora Hof, and I asked the server, how do you say have fun in Swedish? And he's like, ha så kul. And I know I still don't say it right. I keep trying to practice, and people will be like, Swedes will be like, no, it's ha så kul. And I'm like, yeah, ha så kul. And they're like, no, I know I'm not saying it right still. I'm trying to get that U. It's really like, if anybody has any tips for me on how to practice getting the pronunciation right, I'd be most grateful, because I do want to say it the right way. But it literally, the direct translation is like have some fun. That is perfect. I want that on my body because it's such a good message, and it's the way I try to live my life. So Erika and Brittany and I all went out, and we went to a restaurant, and Erika and Brittany, they hand drew the font, and then they did like a whole bunch of different letterings, and then we ended up combining two. And that's what we took to the tattoo artist to use as a stencil. I love how written words look, especially if you get like an original font. You don't want Comic Sans, so just a tip. But if you get like a really cool font, I've always loved how that looks on people. And then I knew it would also be something that'd be like really hard for the tattoo artist to screw up. I'm thinking with a font that I have written out, I know the size, I know the letters, there's no possible way that this guy can screw this up, and so I felt pretty safe.
We race across town to try to get there.
And then we didn't realize like how early all the tattoo parlors would close on a Sunday. I mean, how just everything kind of closes early in Stockholm. And so we barely make it in. The reason we were late to the tattoo parlor that afternoon, we had a couple drinks. We had a flaska of bubbles, some champagne on the water. And then we went around and we did a photo shoot, which was super fun. The outfit was killer. You had the red jacket on.
Excited. Brittany and I were excited to match because we both had gone shopping without each other. Yep. And we brand new like red trench coats without realizing it. And all of a sudden we both walk in and we're wearing almost the exact same coat. And it was just like kismet. So of course we had to play off of that idea. And then we go traipsing around Stockholm. We go to actually the Three Crowns, that church Castelli area. Mm-hmm. And they've got all beautiful archways. So we of course taking all of our pictures in all of these amazing places. And we lost track of time because we're, drinking bubbles the entire time. And
we went to the ship and had drinks out on the balcony. It was beautiful, open air. I accidentally didn't understand that flaska meant bottle. So she's like, flaska? Flaska, let's get... So she pops a bottle and I'm like, I guess we have to drink this.
And you came back, it's like you went up to get a second round and you came back with a full bottle. And there's no way the three of us were leaving drinks on the table.
No. Oh yeah, and then we asked a stranger for directions to the massage place, And then he also found, that's how we found the tattoo place. But yes, so we had gone around, we'd had some drinks. We were, not too many drinks, but we were in like the right place. And it was just happy and fun.
Everything just felt so right, and we just knew we were in the right place and having a good time, and even convincing them to give us the tattoos. So they weren't going to do it. We're like, no, they'll take like 15 minutes. Like the tattoos we want. And so just, they're like, oh, okay, we can do that, because they were, everything, like you said, was about to close, and you and I were not leaving that night without getting a tattoo somewhere. So
no, it had to happen. Tell them why it was impossible for us to book an appointment ahead of time, because we didn't have phones and we're just kind of day to day on the show, and you never know when your free days are going to be versus when they're not. So it's impossible to like schedule ahead of time. And they were kind enough to set us up, and he did it, and I was so excited. Erika was taking pictures, and we're both, oh my gosh, this is happening. And then Erika's like, I want to get mine now. And I told her, I was like, no, you really should like wait, because if you don't have the design, if you rush this, nothing good comes from rushing a tattoo. She's like, no, he's gonna help me, and there's another artist in the building, and we'll get it while you're getting yours, and we'll get all the details ironed out. And so they did, and they got the color, so she got hers, and we were overjoyed. I mean, the elation and the exit, just like so excited, truly walking on clouds. We're like high-fiving, we're like hugging the tattoo guys. We're like, this is the best night ever. And then we get exactly a block and a half around the corner, and we're truly walking on air. I am so over the moon that this has happened, just elated, and then you just shout, oh, fuck.
yes.
And I've never been like this high up and then just gone. We're outside and all the air was sucked out of the universe.
Yes.
And would you like to explain why you were so upset?
Oh God, I was so excited to get that tattoo. I knew what I wanted. I was excited that we developed like the crowns, everything, you know, it was so fresh and new and different. And our tattoo artists weren't from Sweden. And so I got so focused on what the individual crowns looked like that I failed to appropriately recall how they were supposed to be set. And the thing that I love about the Swedish krona is that, you know, they're not set like a pyramid or a mountain. It's the two on top and one on the bottom. And for some reason, I had drinks. When we put it together, nobody witnessed that we had it wrong. And I walked out there with my 3 crowns. And the tattoo itself looks great.
Oh yeah.
But it's wrong. And oh God. I just remember thinking, I'm going to look at this the rest of my life and be like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, you know, and there's nothing you can do about it.
No. And I felt so bad about the whole thing.
My favorite part about all this is Americans are so focused on symbolism and, you know, the meaning of things. Yeah. And Swedes, and every Swede that I showed it to were like, oh, that's cool. Oh, that looks so good. Yeah. I said, you don't wrong. And they're like, and they had to look at it for them to even realize that it was upside down. And I kind of had to explain it to them, and it made me feel better. And I was like, it's very lagom of every Swede to not even notice wrong. And now it's kind of like my own personal little fun adventure that I get to remember that I screwed up. But you know what? The Swedes don't even notice, so why should I?
Yeah, they like legit didn't care even after you pointed it out. They're like, oh, yeah, it is upside down, but it looks good.
Yeah, they're like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, here, I'm like brainstorming solutions. I'm like, well, if they went over the top one and then you could put another on the bottom, you know, and I actually respect that you didn't change it. And
you got to own up to your mistake. I wear my 3 crowns proudly.
As you should. As you should. And the lines, it's good line work. It looks good. It's good design.
It's an all blue tattoo. The lines look good. I like that it's true to the colors of Sweden. It's true to who I am, with my water background. And I was fuck up more than anybody. So I think everything about this is the truest tattoo that I could have.
Perfect. And it happened perfectly despite the mishap.
Everything about that day was perfect until I realized I made a mistake. But even up until then, still, it was just, everything just felt so right. And we just knew we were in the right place and having a good time.
And then it was fun because then, once you kind of came back from the realization, we had the energy dip, and then Brittany was laughing so hard. We're like, all right, well, let's just go get some more drinks. And so we found a couple more places, found that one tapas place, and kept getting flaskas.
I found the business card for that tapas place today. Nice. I was like, the guy that also wanted us to pay for the meat that he offered us after he closed.
Yeah, that was odd. And he wanted to marry you, I believe, as well. So, anyway, I was so glad that you were there to share my tattoo adventure, and then it turned into your tattoo adventure, and I'm glad we got them. I mean, it was super cool. I was glad we had them the rest of the time. It set a good tone for the rest of the trip.
I feel very, very excited and lucky because I think there was a solid 5 or 6 of us that all agreed we wanted to get tattoos while we were there. We were the only 2, as far as I know, that came home with them. So I was glad I got to do it with you, and I'm glad that I have my tattoo in Sweden. And people have said, they're like, "Oh, is that a Swedish tattoo?" And so it's good. See the 3 crowns. They just, they don't know that it's upside down.
Yep. No, they don't have to explain to anybody. So anyway, thank you for letting me reveal your story as well. And I'm glad we got them. So that's our story of getting tattoos in Stockholm. I have a lot more behind the scenes footage coming. Make sure to subscribe because we have some good ones coming for you. Really appreciate everybody tuning in. I hope you guys are safe and healthy, and I'm going to say ha det bra, hejdå, vi ses snart.